The Dare Narrative by Will Bullock. What is DARE? Well, let's start off with the abbreviations. DARE stands for Drug and Alcohol Resistance Education. DARE can help you say no to drug and alcohol abuse. It also helps you be an effective communicator. DARE is awesome for learning how to respond to peer pressure and to react to drugs and alcohol. I pledge to never abuse drugs and drinking alcohol when I'm older.
Hi, my name is Marissa Cannon. This is my DARE narrative speech. What is DARE? DARE stands for D, drug, A, alcohol abuse, R, resistance, E, education. I think DARE is an excellent program to teach kids about drug and alcohol abuse. In the U.S., it is legal to sell tobacco products to anyone under the age of 18, sometimes 19. If you were to do DARE, you would see that you will do skits, word searches, crossword puzzles, drawings, charts, did you know, and at the end of each lesson you will fill out your journal. If you mix medicine and alcohol, it can be dangerous for teens. I thought it was interesting to learn about the health effects of smoking and drinking alcohol, so I pledge I will never abuse drugs, say no to peer pressure, to report bullying responsibly, to not smoke or vape, and not to drink before I drive.
What is DARE? I learned many things from the DARE program, like the meaning of DARE, drug and alcohol abuse resistance education, and how to say no to being pressured to smoke or drink, and to keep my body healthy from drugs and alcohol abuse. My favorite thing about DARE is that the DARE program is always trying to keep you safe from many kinds of things, like drinking alcohol, smoking, and bullying at a young age. DARE also has such great details. It tells you what happens if you smoke or drink. If you smoke, you can get lung cancer. Also, they show you how bad people get bullied, and they want you to know that you should never bully someone for how they look or how their personality is. God only wants everyone to be kind-hearted, loving, and respectful to others. God also wants you to be healthy from smoking. I pledge to say no to drugs and alcohol.
What is DARE? Well, DARE stands for Drug and Alcohol Abuse Resident Education. What I learned from the DARE program. What I learned from the DARE program is you shouldn't smoke if you're under 21. In DARE, you learn about drugs, smoking, alcohol, and more. If there's a new kid at school and you see him being picked on, you should stand up for him and say stop, because if you don't do anything, you would be called a bystander. I pledge to never smoke in my life.
My name is Ryan Knudsen, and this is the DARE narrative speech. How can DARE help me in the future? DARE can help me in the future by not abusing alcohol and drugs in my future. DARE is a very important subject to me because it will help me not abuse my body and have a good life. But if DARE didn't exist, people would be on the streets doing drugs because they never learned not to abuse it. I also learned to not be a bystander. We learned if someone is being bullied, tell a teacher or a responsible adult. Then we learned that there is a difference between tattletaling and telling to help. We learned so many things in DARE. I promise to never do drugs in my life.
Why is DARE important to me? I learned many things in DARE, just like how to say no to drug and alcohol abuse. DARE also helps me stand up for myself and others. God wants us to be clean and have a good body. My favorite part was the part where we got a script and acted our problem in our DARE book. Did you know mixing alcohol with medicine is dangerous? Most teens don't drink alcohol. I promise I will not abuse drug and alcohol.
My name is Kira. What I learned in DARE. I learned a lot in DARE about how to protect my body by not taking drugs, smoking, or drinking alcohol. My favorite part of DARE is when we got to act out situations in front of the class. My second favorite part is using and creating the props. We didn't just learn about alcohol, drugs, and smoking. We also learned about bullying and how to talk to people even if we were scared. We learned how to stick up for ourselves and others. I pledge not to abuse smoking and drugs and drinking alcohol.
Hi, this is my DARE narrative speech. What is DARE? Well, DARE is a drug and alcohol resistance strategy class that teaches you to say no to drug and alcohol abuse. Who made DARE? It was made by LAPD Police Chief Daryl Gates in 1983. How many countries is DARE taught in? DARE is taught in more than 50 countries. What age do you learn DARE? Usually 10 or 11 to 18 years old. I pledge to never do drugs, and I pledge to never smoke underage.
Why is DARE important? DARE, Drug and Alcohol Abuse Resistance Education. Alcohol can take a huge toll on your body. This is the cost for more than 95,000 deaths in the US alone. In Dare, you can learn all about drugs and what it does to your body. I pledge that even when others peer pressure me to drink, I will say no. I promise that when I feel like others are suffering because of an abusive parent or relative, I will help them.
My name is Levi Renzulli. I loved Dare, and here's why. I loved Dare because we learned about why you shouldn't abuse alcohol and drugs. Also, it showed us facts like my favorite one: smoking can cause smelly breath and yellow teeth. Therefore, I promise to not abuse drugs and alcohol in my life.
My name is Gabby Roldan, and this is my Dare speech. What does Dare mean? Dare means drug and alcohol abuse resistance education. Why is Dare important? Dare is important because Dare teaches everyone about how to say no to peer pressure and to say no to smoking, drugs, vaping, and drinking alcohol. The 5 W's of reporting bullying are who, what, when, where, and why. Who, as in who is bullying, what, as in what's happening to you or someone else, when, as in when did it or does it happen, where, as in where is it happening, why, as in why is it happening. I pledge that I will never take drugs, smoke, drink too much alcohol when I'm at that kind of age, and vape. My name is Monica, and this is what I learned in Dare. What is Dare all about? Dare means drug, alcohol, abuse resistance education. You learn how to respond to many harmful situations. I learned many valuable lessons in Dare. Things I learned were that drugs could ruin your body by making you addicted, smoking causes interference with how the brain works, and that there are 95,000 plus alcohol-related deaths each year in the U.S. I feel everyone should take Dare. I hope others resist peer pressure and addictive substances as I have been taught to do so too. I promise that I will never take drugs, smoke, and drink that harms my body. Hi, my name is Emma Schmidt. What is Dare? Dare stands for Drug and Alcohol Abuse Resistance Education. In Dare, there are lessons on how to not abuse drugs and alcohol and to take care of your body. There were different scenarios and different ways you could either be peer pressured or bullied into taking drugs or alcohol. You can be forced to legally take drugs either because you are underage or just don't want to. Dare also taught us about bullying. You should always tell an adult or teacher that you are getting bullied. One of my favorite parts of Dare was the skits we performed based on the stories in the book. There were many interesting facts about the health effects of smoking and drinking, like how drinking can cause memory loss and slow down your brain and body. Therefore, I pledge to not abuse drugs and to say no to peer pressure and to always report bullying responsibly.
I'm Christina. 80% of the UK don't smoke. Many people in the world smoke. If you smoke, it takes 11 minutes of your life. On average, there are 130 suicides per day. I learned how to say no to drug and alcohol abuse. My favorite part of the DARE program was when we made these amazing prompts. I try to avoid violence because when you're included, things are going to be a problem. God wants us to have a healthy body. I promise not to do drugs, avoid violence, be responsible, and make responsible choices.
Why do I like Dare? Well, I like Dare because it teaches me a lot of things that can help me throughout my life, like how to say no to drugs and alcohol abuse and how to say no to vaping and all kinds of things. It also helps me a lot to speak up for myself if something bad is happening at school or at another place. This program showed me a bunch of things that can help me in the future or throughout my life. All of this stuff that I learned about helped me protect myself and especially my heart. The thing that I really liked so much about Dare is how you get to act out the scenarios out to the whole class. The thing that I really did not like about Dare is how there's a lot of smoking and vaping. We do a lot of acting in class, which is really fun, and I pledge to say no to alcohol and vaping.
Hi, I'm Maria Zagal, and this is my Dare narrative speech. What is Dare? Well, Dare stands for Drug and Alcohol Abuse Resistance Education. In Dare, you learn about drugs, smoking, alcohol abuse, and etc., and how to avoid doing them and avoid the people who do it. My favorite part of Dare is when we get to do a skit in a situation that can happen in real life. I thought it was very interesting learning about the health effects of smoking and drinking too much beer or wine. And so, I pledge to not abuse drugs, say no to peer pressure, and to report bullying responsibly, and to never smoke or drink over 2 bottles of beer or wine in an hour.
What is Dare? Dare is Drug Alcohol Resistance Education. In Dare, we learn about resistance strategies and how to say no to drugs and alcohol and things that are illegal for our age. My favorite thing about learning Dare was when we get to act things out because it always felt really real and it felt like we were really in that situation. Something I didn't really like was when we first started learning about drug and alcohol abuse because it made me feel uncomfortable and made me think about how bad doing that could be. I pledged that I will never smoke, do drugs, or do anything illegal for my age. If I see someone being bullied, I will communicate to an adult or a teacher responsibly, and I will always say no to peer pressure, even if things get tempting.
Dare narrative speech, Nicholas Sagata. What is DARE? Well, DARE stands for Drug and Alcohol Abuse Resistance Education. In DARE, you learn about not doing bad drugs and smoking, and it also gives facts about smoking and alcohol. One of the facts is that more than 480,000 Americans die from tobacco-related causes each year. You also have to be 21 or older to smoke, buy cigarettes, cigars, buy alcohol, and drink alcohol. I promise to never do drugs and smoke when I get older.
I learned a lot of important things in DARE that will help me in the future. These things are very important to learn. DARE taught me about how underage drinking and smoking can affect my body and how to not be tempted. This is not only teaching me, but other children to stay safe. That's not the only thing I learned about in DARE. Reporting bullying, communicating efficiently, signs of stress, and responding to pressure are all things we discussed in DARE.
Hello, my name is Mia, and this is what I learned in DARE. What is DARE? DARE stands for Drug and Alcohol Abuse Resistance Education. Many people abuse drugs and alcohol. Both can damage the body efficiently and can lead up to death. DARE teaches about the bad and good choices. It teaches things like how to prevent bullying, drug, and alcohol addiction. When drinking alcohol many times, it can lead to poor judgment, memory loss, loss of self-control, and slow reflexes. Alcohol is illegal for anyone 21 or under. When teens drink alcohol, it can affect the body critically due to the body still growing. Drinking too much alcohol would slow down the body, can lead to a coma, and maybe even death. I pledge to never abuse drugs and alcohol.